Good morning, and thank you for coming out for a very special announcement for Canberra Brave. The 2025 home season for the Canberra Brave will be played in this very arena, the AIS Arena, a 2,700 seat bowl stadium, which for ice hockey is a first, not just in the ACT, but a first for Australia. So we're very excited that as part of our journey towards our Tier 1 competition, we now have a Tier 1 facility that properly accommodates the skills and attributes of our team. It's been a long time in coming. We're very fortunate to have played in what is affectionately known the Canberra or the Brave Cave. Been great partners of ours. We will be playing 3 games, the first 3 games of the season out at Phillip, and then the remainder 11 home games here in the AIS Arena. So we go from 400 seats with 1,000 capacity including standing to a 2,700 allocated seat arena. So we're very excited. We call out to all Canberrans, if you haven't been to a game of ice hockey, if you like rugby, you will love ice hockey. It's fast, it's furious, it's physical, it's a very visceral sport to watch. Come out to a game. It's 2,700 seats. We look forward to seeing you here.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all being here on what is truly an exciting day for ice hockey. Being a born and bred Canberran, having played here since the age of 5, obviously truly dreamt of the day where I'd be one day able to play in a professional facility in front of family, friends, and our community in general in Canberra. I'd pretty much all but given up on that idea, at least while I've been playing. I thought I'd well and truly be washed up and haven't stepped away from the game by that point, but I'm pretty happy that that's not the case. The community obviously is going to benefit from this largely. I think the exciting announcement with the rink is going to really benefit the community, ice hockey community in Canberra, but in Australia, across Australia as a whole. It'll really lay a platform for us to grow the game. The team and I are beyond excited to take the ice in front of what is already and has been the most passionate and energetic crowd in the country, but we'll no doubt continuing to grow with the new facility. I'll finish by saying that ice hockey is definitely the most physical, entertaining, fast-paced, energetic sport there is. And if you don't believe me, come see it for yourself on the 31st of May at the new home of the Brave, AIS. Thank you.
This is my homecoming. 40 years ago, I was coaching the Canberra Cannons, and we filled this venue up on a regular basis. We used to call it the Palace, so now I guess it's going to be called the Ice Palace. But it's fantastic for the sport of ice hockey. I've only been involved with this sport for the last year and a half. I joined the board because when I went to a game, I thought this game is like rugby league on ice. It's fast, it's physical, it's furious. These guys are athletes. You not only have to know how to skate, but you have to know how to handle the puck and play. So when you go to a game, it's 20 minutes, 3 periods, nonstop, and it's fast and furious. And like basketball, it's indoors. You capture the music, enthusiasm, everything else that goes along with it. And these guys are great athletes. So when I go to games in Sydney or down in the finals in Melbourne, one of the things the board is looking at for the league is where we need a place that seats more than 2,000 people, because this game will fill it up wherever we go. So this is a great start for the sport, because the one thing holding this game back is facilities all around the country. But this shows that you can do it. And thanks to Steve and the Brave for taking this punt, because it's great for the game, great for the league, and the future is only going to get better. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Any questions?
I guess firstly, Stephen, tell us where this idea came from, how long it's been sitting there in the brain, and how much work's gone into making it a reality.
It's been sitting in my brain since I took on Canberra Brave. The arena at the time was undergoing some improvements, and we waited that out. I, through a mutual connection, made contact with the chief executive of AIS and said, look, let's get together and have a chat about the opportunity of running an ice sports or an ice hockey game out here in the arena. And we went back and forward a couple of times, and then toward the end of last year I said, look, I'm really serious about this. Can we organise a meeting? And he kindly did. We had a meeting with the several representatives of AIS. And I think it's fair to say that at the end of the meeting, they said that initially they thought the meeting would only last about 20 seconds before they ruled it out. But by the end of an hour-long meeting, they said, we think this has got legs. It's a great idea. Let's continue to meet. And then over successive months, we managed to draw up commercial terms and work through what are quite incredible logistics.
I guess that's the first thing that pops to mind when you're standing in here and you go, we need some ice. How hard is it to just go, yep, here's an ice rink that we can set up and play this level of hockey?
The logistics are tremendous. We have to obviously bring in chillers, we have to bring in boards, ice mats. There's a phenomenal amount of work that needs to go into constructing it. It's not uncommon to have a facility that's set up for 1 week at a time. When you go to a more permanent arrangement for the season, so we'll be constructing this in the next few weeks, it will remain in place until the end of our last game in early May, before we then decommission it. The structures that you put in place so you don't freeze the floor and cause damage, there's a lot of nuances that need to be ultimately addressed.
I'm guessing too, not a cheap operation either?
It's not a cheap operation. We do this self-funded. We haven't secured any funding from government for this, so it's all on our bat. But we're confident that given our existing fan base and just the sheer response that we've had from this morning's media, that we will get, we'll fill the place and we'll cover our costs.
The boys only just found out this week. Can you tell us a bit about their reactions when you broke the news to them?
I can. We filmed it. I brought them here under a ruse. Told them it was a planning session, so they were literally mumbling as they came in, saying, "What are we doing here? What's this about?" And then announced to them that this is the home for 2025. There was silence. I repeated it again, and I think it's fair to say it took three repeats before it finally dawned that this beautiful facility was going to be their home.
I guess we just heard Kai talking about how long he's been playing in Phillip, and I guess that is synonymous with the Brave. We know there's plans to set up a home in Tuggeranong, but that's going to take a bit of time. Is this the perfect solution in the meantime?
Absolutely, and that's the thinking. We're still 2 to 3 seasons away from Tuggeranong being open, so this provides us with an opportunity to continue to grow. It associates the current demand that we have for Brave games, plus gives us that scope for extra growth. And by the time Tuggeranong opens, we'd like to see a 2,700 seat plus standing fill out at every game.
You said you're all self-funded.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hope that once a few games have been played here, that the government might see what special it is and jump on board?
We'll certainly be inviting the government along to the game so they can experience firsthand the difference between where we've currently been playing to where we are now. Look, the government is always open to communication with us. We have a good relationship with government. We would hope that once they realise that there is this demand for a sport, that they come on board.
We were saying that facilities are often an issue with this sport around Australia. Are you
Yep.
hoping that once other clubs or states see that this works, that this could be an option that they take up as well?
Look, it's an option that they have been actively considering. That the difficulty is trying to find the right venue for the right price. We're fortunate that the AIS Arena happened to be available. We were fortunate enough to be able to negotiate terms that were suitable to both parties. Unfortunately, for many of the other sports, that's not always available. But you're right. The single biggest risk and impediment to the sport is facilities.
I was speaking to some of my colleagues today who said, "Oh, well, I'm going to go out and watch now because, what a great idea." How does it make you feel hearing that?
Very excited. Look, we know that there are natural limitations on the Phillip Brink in terms of the amenity that's available to people and also space. We sell out every game, so those who would like to come don't. There are some, I'm sure, who make the decision not to come because of the amenities. Once you move into a first grade, what I call this a tier 1 facility, that really opens up the game to a number of people who may never have considered coming to an ice hockey game. And I guarantee once they come, they will be hooked.